What is up, guys? Welcome back to Cleewrld. It is your middle-aged moto vlogger, and we are back with another one today. Actually, my most exciting one yet, for me at least. This one kind of has a dear place, holds a dear place to my heart. We are actually taking the bike into the secret city. Now, this just happens to be where I grew up in high school. And so where I do consider, for the most part, the place where I grew up. And as you can see, we are at one of the old guard towers now, entering the city. It used to be a guard tower. It's not now, but back in the day, this was an access point into the city, and you could not get past that little guard shack right there and this little guard tower right here. You can see the big old light on it as well. And so, yeah, we're going to ride around Oak Ridge. I'll give you some of my history and some of the city's history. But even crazier part about this vlog is I just got pulled over for the first time going down this road. And yeah, the cop was nice, but he gave me a 75 and a 50, so that's not very nice, but it is what it is. So I didn't have my camera on yet. I literally was stopping here like 5 minutes down the road to get my camera on. And so if anybody wants to help me pay the ticket, hey, send money to Cash App Cleebron James. It's much appreciated. But either way, man, we're good. We're riding today. Luckily, we're fully legal. We got our plate on the back. Finally, we got the bike registered, and we have full coverage insurance. So it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so we're going to ride around Oak Ridge and check things out, and I'm going to show y'all around what was once the secret city. They still call it Secret City, but it's not much of a secret anymore. So, all right, let's get it. Leaving the first guard tower, and this is what we call the west end of Oak Ridge. Everybody knows Oak Ridge is basically either the west end or the east end. This is the far west end. Yeah, man, so we got our first ticket. I was literally going down this road, and apparently where I was a 50 mile an hour. I thought it was 55 truly at that spot, but he said I was going 75. When I looked down, I was at 68, but you know, I'm not about to argue with the Tennessee State Trooper. That's what made it even worse, man, is it was state. I was like, oh, if it would have been city, I don't even think they could have read the bike with their radars. It's all part of it, man. If you're going to do this, sometimes you're going to get caught doing illegal shit, and that just so happens to be what happened today, and it's all right. I really didn't want him to give me 25 over. I didn't think I was going 25 over either. I really thought I was more like 10 or like 13 over. That's what I was doing. I was like, damn, like I can't believe he's pulling me over, because I thought I was doing like 68 and a 55. And generally out here, they won't pull you over that, so I was kind of surprised that I was getting pulled over. But he said I was going 75 and a 50, so you know, he's just doing his job, man. It's just part of it. But I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna fight this one or not. We might fight it, especially since I've never had a ticket before. So we'll at least try. If not, we'll just send the money in. But yeah, what we're on right now is called the Oak Ridge Turnpike. It's the main road that basically runs through the entire city of Oak Ridge. So Oak Ridge is a wild place, man. For those who don't know, it is where the uranium for the Hiroshima bombing was processed. And basically, Oak Ridge helped end World War II. Now, why is it called the secret city? So Oak Ridge is the secret city because the people who lived here obviously the whole place was kind of built overnight with a giant fortress kind of around it. You could not get in or out unless you went through those gates. You weren't allowed to tell anybody that you lived here. It was a complete secret. And on top of that, the people who lived here, they did not know necessarily why they were here or what they were doing. It was basically one of those situations where they were told to do their job and don't ask questions. And that's what they did. And they had no idea that they were directly involved with World War II or ending the war. And I want to say at its peak, I want to say there was about 75,000 people living here. And still today, there's still big plants working on nuclear things and research. There's still a lot going on here. Some people say that we have like the Stranger Things stuff going on here. I don't know anything about that, but it's possible. And my papa and my mom's husband, who passed away about a year ago, they both worked at the plant as engineers. And the crazy part about it is, man, is even today, nobody's allowed to talk about anything that goes on inside those bases. And we'll go past one. I guess you'd call it a plant, Y12. But I moved here when I was going, or at Christmas of 8th grade. So I was like 12, 13, because I was a little younger. We got the boys club over here. And when I moved here, I moved to this road right here to our left, which we're going to go down. And I moved into a little duplex. Now, this was a crazy time in life. I had just moved from downtown Knoxville, moved out here, which was a big culture change. Like, I went from being the only white guy to like a big mixture of people. And when I moved here, I moved into that one, or actually 129, actually, the one right there behind us, and that was my little parking area. And then this house right here was actually, when I came home from school one day, it was closed. It was all boarded, or not boarded up, but there was like yellow tape everywhere. There was bomb squad and everything because it was a giant meth lab bus. So that was kind of my introduction to Oak Ridge. And my mom's window was that window that you see right there. And the car was parked outside. I was like 13, dog. And I am not saying do this. Hey, there's some bike. If you're a kid listening to this, I am not saying follow my steps. I'm just letting you know what happened. But that's when I learned how to drive. My mom had this old 92 Ford Tempo. And I would always, in the middle of the night, sneak out and take the Tempo. Sometimes even during the day. And I would go drive that bad boy around and go hang out with my friends and stuff. But when you're in a place like Oak Ridge, you can kind of get away with stuff like that. Good old Latimer. I haven't been there in forever. But I was like, you know what? Video's the perfect time. This vlog's the perfect time to go check it out. And it's really wild, man, how a place that used to be the secret city and still is active in so much stuff it's just a normal place now. It went from being a place that you couldn't tell people that you lived in, you didn't really know why you lived here, to then just becoming a super normal place. And another crazy part about this is all these houses you see, most of these houses were built back then, and a lot of like so we kind of like the A-frame houses, B-frame, the F houses were like the big ones, which we moved to later on. But all these houses for the most part have to be completely redone and remodeled, and a lot have been, because they weren't meant to be here that long. They were just here, like this one right here even. Like most of these houses were not meant to be here very long. They were built back when the war was going on and when the base was built, just to hold families and military personnel and scientists, but they were never meant to be here much longer than that. So the windows, the insulation, everything is very subpar. Pretty much all these houses have to get brand new windows, had to get new insulation. They had to rip out everything, just keep basically the frame of the house, because they're so thin and raggedy. Even the house we were in, we had to pay a whole bunch of money to get all the windows redone, because the windows were just these thin little things. And electric bills here are outrageous. For the houses that just aren't really there yet, they're outrageous. And that house over there, I don't know if you guys could see it, but that was my buddy Dan's house. And we used to sneak out of that house every weekend. I would stay there with them. And yeah, man, we used to kick it hard, stomp all around these parts. And that was the middle school I went to for about 4 months. I transferred there Christmas of 8th grade in Robertsville Middle School. So you have two middle schools. You have the West End School, which is Robertsville, and then you have the East End School, which is Jefferson. And I think they've split them up a little differently now, but back then it was kind of like the hood, the poor kids all went to Robertsville, and then like all like the wealthier kids and scientist kids. Oh, my wrist just popped again. Oh, I don't know why that keeps happening, but it hurts so bad. But yeah, so like all the athletes and stuff were all at Robertsville back then, and then, you know, like I said, Jefferson was more like the wealthy scientist kids and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure now they split them up differently to kind of get rid of that. And then we're pulling up to Grove over here. I wonder if old Pete's around. Back in the day, man, when I was in high school, this is a long time. We're talking like 20 years ago, guys. It's actually 20 years on the dot now. But this is actually where I first sold dope. I used to be a wild little guy. Right here, Grove Market. I can't believe it's still around. Old Grove Market. And this is kind of like a big chill area. There was an old theater here, but it was never like, I don't know what they do now. I think they do plays and stuff. It wasn't a theater ever in my life. And this used to be the spot. Pete's Fashion, man. My boy's dad owned that building and had like a little clothing shop. They sold all kinds of things there. Ow, my wrist keeps popping, bro. What is going on with my wrist? Oh. And then I'm taking y'all to a staple of Oak Ridge. It breaks my heart that it's no longer here. But this building we're pulling up on used to be Hamp's Music. And he sold CDs. In this spot right here, there's even a little garage. You can see the cutout. There's a little garage. And Hamp's Music was the spot, man. I loved him. I used to walk over here after school, and he would just throw me CDs. I would just clean a little bit, and he would throw me CDs and stuff. I was big on, like, Texas music. Even when I came home from the military, man, he gave me just, like, a giant thing of CDs. Hamp was the man. I think he passed away a few years back. And here we got Oak Ridge High School, which has a new track. Holy crap, I've never seen it. Oh, maybe I have, actually. Massive high school. I graduated with, like, around 800 people. I don't remember the exact number. And Oak Ridge Pool over here. The massive pool. Everybody from everywhere comes to that huge pool. It is gigantic. I don't swim in public pools. But yeah, we have Oak Ridge High School here. This is B Gym. Now the school has changed drastically. It was not like this when I was here. They basically built a brand new school. But this was B Gym. This was kind of like where like all the cool kids parked and everything. And then on the other side, back then, you know, it was way different, guys, 20 years ago. And G Building was on the other side. And that's where like more like the nerds and stuff parked. But you know, we were stupid back then, man. Everybody like semi hung out with everybody, but not quite like how it is now, or at least how I hope it is. But yeah, good old Oak Ridge High School, man. It was a fun place. I didn't do good. I graduated with like a 1.7 GPA. I did not do good. I somehow graduated, and I still to this day have no idea how. Now this is one of the most infamous spots ever in Oak Ridge. All types of people know about this. It is Malfunction Junction. And the reason it's called Malfunction Junction is it makes no sense. It's absolutely ridiculous. Nobody knows when to go. Nobody knows when it's their turn. Everybody just comes to stop signs and stuff and tries to figure out what to do. And there's a wreck here every other day. Let's see, we're going to take y'all up on the hill, though, so you can kind of see what Oak Ridge life is like. This is how 90% of Oak Ridge is living, and always has. All houses and stuff that were built back during the war and that are still here today. Let's see if we can go by my other house I lived at. Holy crap, bro. Guys, I want to let y'all know I've not lived here in a ridiculously long time. And the truck that my stepdad back then bought for a business is still here. Dude, that truck is still here. Big Yellow is still here. I can't believe that. So actually, when I came back from the military, wow, this house is looking good. This house is looking good, man. That's the house I used to live at. It looks so good. And so yeah, this was the other road. Once we got a little bit of money, we moved over here. Not a ton of money, but enough to move out of Latimer, where the meth house was. And so we moved here my senior year of high school. And when I came back from the military, I had a Crown Vic on 20s, and somebody put my car on bricks and stole the rims. while I was gone at the military. Holy crap, though. I can't believe how different this house looks. It looks so good. It looks so good. I cannot believe this. Dude, that was my basketball goal. Dog, that was my basketball goal in high school 20 years ago. It's still there. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. That is so crazy, bro. I cannot believe that yellow truck and that basketball goal are still there. That is the craziest shit on the planet. I'm not gonna go the Children's Museum way. Let's just go up on the hill and then we'll go back down. No, I don't want any more tickets today. Thank you, though. Let's see, we can bust this right over here. So I had that house for a short stint when my son was little. And we used to walk to preschool all the time. Some of my favorite days, man. Me and little Rai, we would walk this little journey to preschool because money was rough back then, man. We didn't have much. We were just two young kids with two kids trying to figure it out. And there was a time where I didn't even have a car, and we lived out here. And so we would walk this little journey to drop him off and pick him up at preschool. And Oak Ridge Preschool is really cool, man. Not a lot of places have a preschool. It's actually a good preschool. It's actually, and it's gone now. They actually moved it over by the hood. And but it's people move here from all over just to like put their kids in this preschool. And it was this little tiny building up here. I don't know what it is now. Administration building. But yeah, that used to be the Oak Ridge Preschool. And it was legit like the best school in Plymouth. There's a Dollar General there now. It used to be a skate park. We'll bust a left here on West Tennessee. I know all these roads like the back of my hands, boys. And so in high school, I would have to get up and be at B gym at 5 a.m. every day for baseball workouts. And we would have to run this whole road from the high school, because this road goes back to the high school. We just kind of did a little loop. But as you can see, there's the paw prints because it's the catwalk. This is the road that the team comes down to go to our stadium. Which, another interesting fact, this is where T. Higgins, the wide receiver for the Bengals, the best wide receiver in the whole league, if I do say so myself, this is where he played. This is where he went to school. I graduated with his sister, who was a basketball monster. She was super cool. His whole family is just super cool. And yeah, this is where he played, man. Where we're about to go. And T's a super cool dude, man. Out of all the people that could have blown up and become super famous and went to the league from Oak Ridge, because there has been quite a few. It's just everybody's gotten into drugs or arrest, whatever it is. Everybody's always just had some BS go on. Let's see. Let's take y'all up to the top here and see if we can get a good view of the field. Also, the first time I ever got drunk was up here. Yeah, Blankenship Field's right over here. And home of the Oak Ridge Wildcats, man. A big football school. They've had some rough times. There's the Walk of Champions. And that's where the team goes down. Then they go down those stairs and everything. You can see the big old Jumbotron now. Yeah, this right here is the Alexander Inn. I don't know what it's called now or what it is now. It looks really nice. But it was all ran down and stuff when I was a kid. And it was super... It was a wild place. They always said it was haunted, so we would break into it. And we would go explore. Now let's see. I don't know if Miss Betty's is still here. Another monumental place in Oak Ridge history. Miss Betty's, the best cashew chicken on the planet. Oh, it is, bro. If you're ever in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, you have to come to Miss Betty's. It is this building right here, this little shack. Miss Betty is one of the greatest people ever. It's called Magic Walk. And, oh, you can still smell it. We should have went to eat there. And Miss Betty's the type where, like, that was weird. Miss Betty was the type where, like, I'd be homesick from school. And we had off-campus lunch here. So juniors and seniors actually would get to leave campus to go eat lunch. And so we'd always go there. But say I was sick or whatever, she would just give my friend a free tray so he could bring it to me. Like, if we didn't have money, she would just give us food. Miss Betty was awesome, man. If you're ever in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, you've got to stop at Magic Walk and go to Miss Betty's. Magic Walk. Oh, somebody else getting pulled over. I wonder how much that ticket's going to be that I just got. I have a feeling they're going to charge me out the ass. That's why I think I'm going to go to court for it. And yeah, we're back on the turnpike. The main road in Oak Ridge. We'll take y'all by where we used to hang out in high school and be little juvenile delinquents. Hey, we got some more people on the bikes. Hey, and there's another one. And there's another one. Oh, yeah. This is where we used to hang out in high school. I'm talking like on the weekends, bro. Hundreds on hundreds of kids would be hanging out, terrorizing this place. It was the spot. It was the spot. And then over here used to be the Science and Energy Museum, which is now apartments, right next to Oak Ridge Police Department, which is right over there. And this was Oak Ridge Mall back in the day, which it wasn't much of a mall. We used to call it the senior walking center, because that's basically all it was. It was just a senior citizen walking center, but now they've turned it into basically a little shopping mall. They tore down the mall completely, and now there's like Dick's, TJ Maxx, a pet store, and stuff like that here. But none of this was here when I was in high school. Absolutely none of it. Even a Buff City soap. I like that place. I like their laundry detergent and stuff. Old Oak Ridge Walmart. If you ever want to have a class reunion and you're from Oak Ridge, all you got to do is go to that Walmart. It is a guarantee that you're going to see at least 10 people you know every time you go there. I'm sure other people who grew up in small towns can 100% relate. I hate going there. It's a guarantee I'm going to see people I'm not trying to see. And fuck it, we might as well ride through the hood. We might as well ride through the hood while we're out here. You can't go to Oak Ridge without visiting the valley. I spent a lot of time in the valley. A lot of the homies are from the valley. Buddy's barbecue. So gross. But yeah, so this is also where our baseball field was. Our high school baseball field was up over here by the hood. I don't really know why. It's just where our baseball fields were. And I know there's like some nicer houses and stuff back there a little further. But as far as I know, the hood's still the hood. But they have put the preschool over here now. And I know they're trying to fix up the area. Always been a lot of like crime and drugs out here. Same as any hood. But also a lot of really good people. Yeah, I don't think we can go back to the baseball fields. There's usually a gate up. Yeah, there is. Oh, no, there's not. So that's where the baseball field is. It's right over there. That's where I played high school baseball. We actually could ride up there, but I'm not turning around now, so it is what it is. But back in the day, everybody thought that if you rode through here, you were just going to get carjacked or somebody was going to hold you up. People considered it to be like really dangerous. And I'm not saying it wasn't dangerous. Like, I'd be lying if I said that I hadn't had a gun pulled on me here. I literally pulled up to a stop sign and somebody I knew back then literally put a gun in my mouth. And luckily nothing happened. I think that guy's actually like in prison for life now or some shit. But that was the liquor store. We'd hang out here a lot. But yeah, now they've put this extremely nice preschool here, the Oak Ridge preschool, and it is like state of the art. They got the nice basketball goals over there and everything, which I don't know if the city's allowed to use them or not. I hope so. But super nice basketball goals. A lot of music videos and stuff have been shot out here. There's been a lot of dope Oak Ridge artists. As you can see, you already got the box Chevys going. There's usually always people outside. I don't know if there will be today. It is kind of cold. There's usually always people outside hanging out. Now, one time, one of my first introductions to the hood was, I was like, this is the exact place. Right here is where I first had a gun put in my face. It was right there. So I was hanging out like right around here. Well, I was at a party in high school, and one of my buddies was like, you want to go to the hood? And I'm like stupid drunk. And I was like, yeah, sure. Bro, the next thing I know, I wake up, I'm out here, I'm in a car, and I'm just puking on the sidewalk. And that was like my first like real introduction out here. It's a different place, man, a unique place. Oh, they're building a lot. What are they building? And I would say that over the next few years, most of this will be gone, which sucks, man. I don't know know what the people that live here are going to do, but I know they're trying to grow the area, and they don't like this being here. Yeah, nobody's outside today. I was hoping maybe we saw somebody that we haven't seen in a really long time. Say hi. Man, this is all changed. Holy crap. Yeah, they're building something back here. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's a neighborhood, but it could be. But yeah, they really want to get rid of this, and it's kind of a part of it when a place like this is growing rapidly. A lot of people are moving out here. They don't want this shit out here. South Dillard, man. South Dillard. Very famous street out in Oak Ridge when it comes to the hood. But now you guys can say that you've seen the hood in Oak Ridge. It's pretty much just a normal hood. Everybody tries to act like it's, oh, it's Oak Ridge. It's not hard. It's not like, I mean, in Knoxville where I grew up downtown Knoxville before high school. And yeah, it was like, it was a little crazier. There's a lot more murder, but I don't think it's something to be proud of. But it's still a wild place out here, man. A lot of bad shit goes down out here. But like I said, there's also a lot of really good people, man. Just because it's the hood doesn't mean it's bad people. Still a lot of really good people out here. Oh, my wrist is so fucked. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's the tendon like on top of my wrist. We're not going to go down the bricks. The bricks are over there. It's kind of another little mini hood within itself. Like projects and stuff. I just don't have anything fascinating to tell y'all about the bricks. An old putt-putt course. Damn, is that actually open? That's crazy. I guess somebody bought it and opened it back up. It was always ran down my whole life. Yeah, like I said, man, they're trying to get a lot more going out here. And now we'll go ride by the plant and show y'all that. And then I'll take y'all to see something kind of fascinating, but also very normal. And basically, if you were to leave Oak Ridge, that's the road you'd go up. But you're about to see another guard tower. Basically, you see the guard towers on all the outskirts of Oak Ridge, and each point, which basically I'm going to take y'all to real quick. So here's another guard tower, and you can see the little shack right there. And as you see, badge personnel only. You cannot go up in here. If you go up in here, you are going to have guns pointed at you. You're going to have your car fully searched for bombs. You're going to be fully searched. There's the guard towers way up there, the stop. If you go down that road, you're screwed. If you turn down that road at all, you are screwed. This is the cafeteria. That's all we could really see for the plant. Actually, I went on a tour here in high school, and we got to see a little bit outside of the secret stuff. But yeah, all these people, man, not all of them, but a lot of them are involved in Area 51 and different things like that, but still top level research, a lot of inventions and things are created there. I can't really talk about things that I do know for sure, even though the people are dead. There's been a lot of crazy things that have happened in our world today that were invented by people that I know that were made there, and things like current day event that have happened. The way bombs have been located, the way armories are ran, and the way they know weapons and which weapons are where. Get up! I don't know why we're acting like we did just get a ticket. And actually, that funeral home over there is actually where my grandpa is buried. Papaw is what I call him. That's where my papaw is buried. It's hard for me to go over there. I've only been over there a few times since he passed away a long time ago. It's just a hard place to go. But yeah, here we are at the Oak Ridge Marina. You can kind of see like the meter signs over there so they know the distance. And they race all along here rowing. So pretty cool. A lot of times, man, there's just thousands and thousands of student athletes here and different teams here to compete. And then basically when you cross this, you're in Clinton, which is a completely different place. Different town. It was Oak Ridge's rival. But this is also where we're going to end the video off, guys. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me on this one. Taking a little tour of Oak Ridge. We got a lot more that we can dive into, but I didn't want to make this a 2-hour long video. So I just kind of tried to show y'all a little bit, ride around. And yeah, I hate that we got a ticket to start the day, but hey, it's part of this beautiful journey on this beautiful bike. It's part of it, man. So sometimes we get tickets. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. It really, really, really helps. And I really appreciate all the support. We're growing like crazy. Thank you for visiting Cleewrld. It is your middle-aged moto vlogger signing out. Until next time, peace.